Hey, what's good, fam? It's Kyle Henderson of BamaInsider.com coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama. The Crimson Tide held its fifth practice of the springtime on Saturday outside at the practice fields in beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama. There's Bryce Young right there leading the first team offense. And before we get to our highlights, you know what to do. Take a minute to hit the thumbs up, like, and subscribe. We appreciate you more than you know. Thank you very much for being a part of this 50,000 club right here on BamaInsider.com. We open up the footage actually talking about the defense. This is a great first look at Keanu Coat. He's a new early enrollee, and I think when you look at upside, he's got plenty of it. Great shot right here of Brian Branch. Brian Branch working with Alabama's defense at that star position. As you look to the inside linebackers, that is Alabama defensive coordinator Pete Golding. To the right of him getting a rep, that is Christian Harris, Alabama's lead inside linebacker. And then behind him, as you can see, that is Jalen Moody. Right here, this is Jalyn Armour Davis here coming up. As you can see, Nick Saban working with Jalyn Armour Davis. Saban works with the corners, but Jalyn Armour Davis is the name that you should know about on the defensive side of the football. When you look to the corner position, opposite of Josh Jobe, you're going to need a corner to really step up, being that Patrick Surtain has moved on to the NFL. So Jalyn Armour Davis, this could be his year. Number 36 right here, this is our first shot of Ian Jackson, early enrollee. Looks very good right there, working on kind of that punch-out drill. We're staying on the defensive side right here. That is number 94. That is DJ Dale. And then you get some Jordan Battle action right there at the safety position. Here's Christian Harris right there working on that punch drill on Brian Robinson. Wrapping up the defensive clips, this is Byron Young, number 47 for Alabama. We've talked about that defensive line rotation plenty. This is a great shot right here. This is Paul Tyson handing off to Alabama's second running back, that is Jace McQuillan. And as you kind of zoom in, you can see some good stuff right here. Number 65 to the outside, that is J.C. Latham. And then on the outside left, it looks like that is Amari Kite as well. Here's a great shot of Brian Robinson. We've talked about him plenty during the springtime. Another good shot of Bryce Young. Bryce Young, from what we gather, off to a really good start in this springtime. And as you can see in this next clip, that was actually JaQuincy just running by Nick Saban right there. But as you can see that Bryce Young working with that Alabama first-team offense. You're going to see that in just a second. We'll pause it right there, and you can kind of look to, Jaleel Billingsley on the right. You got Chris Owens at that center position, and then number 75, that is Tommy Brown. Great shot right here. This is our first look at Tommy Brockemeyer. He's an early enrollee out of Texas, as you can see. Doug Marrone in the back of the shot right there. But that is our first shot of Tommy Brockemeyer, Alabama's five-star offensive tackle. Haven't heard too much about these early enrollee guys. Again, it's only been 5 practices, but it's good to see some footage. My goodness, all these offensive linemen, just monsters out there, right? Bill O'Brien right there, looks like he's directing traffic for the offensive side. Amari Kite, from what we gather, working with the second-team offensive line at this particular period. We're going to now hop to the photo gallery of this video portion, and then we're going to let the B-roll run in its entirety with the sights and sounds at the end of the video. While it is super early, they've only had 5 practices. Hearing good things about Ja'Cory Brooks and Ajay Hall. I hear that those guys, just because of the length that they have, able to get downfield, create some mismatches. So, early enrollees, not surprised to hear that the wide receivers, they are standing out at this point. This is Darian Dalcourt, Alabama's second offensive center right here. I think Darian Dalcourt has enough experience that if they needed to move Chris Owens around, he could be the center for Alabama this season. This is Moines Kennedy, number 37, a guy that we want to see more opportunities for him during the second season at Alabama. This is a guy who has tons of athleticism, big boy at 6'3", 215 pounds. And then you have Cameron Latou. And I think when you look to that tight end room, you got Jaleel Billingsley on the left. He's the guy that is going to be their playmaker. But don't sleep on Cameron Latou. Nick Saban talked about him recently, had some very positive things to say. Great photo right here of Jalen Milroe. As you can see, he's the third quarterback. And from what we gather, he came with a great attitude. And if you've seen some of his interviews, he has a super high IQ. And I think that, in time, Jalen Milroe, when he does get opportunities, whether he's working with the 2s, the 3s, whoever it is, this guy has what it takes to be a productive quarterback at Alabama. I heard that, someone who actually saw him at practice was like, I thought he was a defensive player because the kid is absolutely yoked. So good to see Jalen Milroe. Thank you very much for that photo, UA. We appreciate it. Here's Amari Kite working against King Makuta right here. Amari Kite has been here for a couple seasons now. Same with King Makuta. And I think when you look to that outside edge rusher, Alabama's going to have some good rotation. You got Will Anderson, you got Christopher Allen, and then don't sleep on King Makuta because he has a lot of experience as well coming back to 2021. This is big Evan Neal getting his helmet, getting ready to go. one of the leaders of that offensive line, him along with Chris Owens, who you're going to see in this next clip right here. These are your leaders going into the season on that offensive line. I think when you look to leadership roles, I think Chris Owens, being that he's a senior coming back for that extra senior year, he's going to be one of those guys to really step up and be that vocal leader. Also being the fact that he's just, he's the center of the team. Number 34 right here. That is Quindarius Robinson, another guy who will provide some outside edge pressure, 6'5", 220 pounds. Great shot of Nick Saban right here looking at the offense to the right. That is Paul Tyson. Yes, Paul Tyson is a big man at 6'5", 220 pounds. Number 11, that is actually going to be Christian Story, another guy coming into that second year looking for more opportunities, a guy that we didn't see at all last year during his inaugural season at Alabama. Great shot right here of Paul Tyson. Stands up tall. I heard he had a fantastic day on Friday. I know I talked to some people who were at practice, and they said that he was really sharp. So that's good to hear that Alabama's quarterback room really coming together. And then this shot is of Daniel Wright. Daniel Wright looking for some opportunities to provide some extra depth to that safety rotation for Alabama. Next up, I'm going to let the B-roll run, just raw footage from Alabama's practice on Saturday. Definitely hit the thumbs up, like, and subscribe. We appreciate you more than you know. We hope you have a beautiful Sunday with your family. Talk soon on BamaInsider.com.
All right, let's go, beer butt. Let's go, beer butt. We got 4 guys here. Nope, more, a little bit more. Ain't no up down on that. Press it inside out. Yeah, let's go. Go. Focus on good. There you go. Good. Elbows in, Tommy. Good. Here we go. Hit. Good. Good. Go. Here we go. Let's go sideline, sideline, sideline. Bring that back leg. Let's go. Here we go. Next. Outside off.